Today's lesson is on reading, writing, and rounding decimals. We're going to use our place value chart to help us write each number as a decimal in standard form. So for number 1, we have 4 and 7/10. If you look at the word and in our problem, that is going to be where our decimal is located. Anything to the left would be our whole number, and the numbers we have to the right would be our decimal numbers. So we have 4 and, which would be 4 point, and then we have 7/10. The tenths place is the first digit after our decimal. So we're going to go and just put our 7 in that place. So we have 4.7. Now for number 2, we have 17 and 2/1000. So we can first write our 17 and then put our decimal after it. Now we need to look at the 2/1000 part of our problem. We can find the thousandths place, which is 1, 2, 3 digits after our decimal, and we're going to put a 2 in that place. We don't have anything in the tenths or hundredths, so we'll need to put zeros in both of those places. So we have 17.002. That would be 17 and 2/1000. For number 3, we have 0 and 83 hundredths. So 0 and would be our 0, and then our decimal point. And now we need to do 83 hundredths. We'll find the hundredths place, which is 2 places after our decimal point. I'm going to put the 3 in that place. The 8 for the 83 would go right in front, which the 8 would be in the tenths place. So we have 0.83. And now for number 4, we have 73 10,000ths. You'll notice that we do not have an and on this one. This is the same thing as saying 0 and 73 10,000ths. So we're going to have our 0 and then our decimal point, and now we need to do 73 10,000ths. The 10,000ths would be 1, 2, 3, 4 digits to the right of our decimal point. So we're going to put the 3 in the 10,000ths place. Then we're going to put the 7 right in front in the thousandths place. Since we don't have anything for the tenths or the hundredths, those would both be zeros. So 0.0073. Now we're going to use our place value chart to help us write each decimal in words. So for number 5, we have 7.98. We're going to look at our last digit, which is the 8. It is 2 digits to the right of our decimal. So in our place value chart, 2 digits to the right would be 1, 2, and that would be the hundredths place. So we're going to write this as 7 and 98 hundredths. Now for number 6, we have 3.045. The last digit that we have is the 5, and that is 3 digits to the right of our decimal point. So 3 places to the right would be 1, 2, 3, and that would be the thousandths place. So we have 3 and 45 thousandths. Now for number 7, we have 0.6. Our last digit is the 6. The 6 is 1 digit to the right of our decimal point. So 1 digit to the right would be the tenths place. So we have 6/10, or we can say this as 0 and 6/10. And for number 8, we have 8.0003. Our last digit is the 3. It is 4 digits to the right of our decimal point. So in our place value chart, 4 digits to the right would be 1, 2, 3, 4, which would be 10,000ths. So this would be 8 and 3 10,000ths. Now we're going to look at rounding decimals. We're going to round each decimal to the nearest tenth. If you can remember from our place value chart, the tenths place is the first digit after our decimal. So for number 9, we have 8.372, or 8 and 372 thousandths. We want to round the digit that's in the tens place, which is the 3. In order to round that, we look at the number behind it, which is a 7. The 7 tells us that we're going to round that 3 up, and the 3 is going to round up to a 4. So we will have 8.4. Remember, with rounding, if the digit we're looking at, so the 7 here, if that's a 5 or higher, the number in front will go up. If the number right behind it is less than 5, so a 4 or lower, the digit stays the same. We will not include zeros for the digits that were after the tens place. Now for number 10, we have 0.64, or 0 and 64 hundredths. The 6 is in the tens place. We will look at the 4 that's behind that, and since it's less than 5, the 6 stays the same. So we have 0.6. And for number 11, we have 9.0176, or 9 and 176 ten thousandths. The 0 is in the tens place. We look at the number right behind that, which is a 1, and that tells us that we would round this down, which means the 0 stays the same. So we would have 9.0. In this problem, we do need to include that 0. I know that 9.0 and 9 are the same thing, but since we are rounding, it is important to include that 0 because we want it in the tens place. Okay, next we're going to round each decimal to the nearest hundredth. So for number 12, we have 0.346, or 0 and 346 thousandths. The hundredths place is the second digit to the right of our decimal. So this 4 is in the hundredths place. We will look at the number behind, which is a 6, and since this number is greater than 5, we are going to round the 4 up. So we have 0.35. Remember, if the digit behind is a 5 or higher, we round up. If it's less than 5, it remains the same. For number 13, we have 9.602, or 9 and 602 thousandths. We need to identify the number in the hundredths place, which is the 0. We will look at the number behind that 0, which is a 2. Since this is less than 5, we're going to keep the number in the hundredths place the same, so we're going to keep it a 0. So we're going to have 9.60. And for number 14, we have 7.6452, or 7 and 6,452 ten thousandths. The number in the hundredths place would be the 4. The number right behind the 4 is a 5, and our rule is if it's 5 or higher, we round up. So this 4 is going to round up to a 5. So we're going to have 7.65.